dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Madison Carmouche. We have an update in a murder case out of Letcher County that we have been following since Thursday. Lawrence Eugene Halcomb has been arrested after a standoff in the Jeremiah community of Letcher County. Halcomb was taken to the hospital because of an overdose. He is charged with murder and fetal homicide after reportedly murdering pregnant Vanessa Halcomb. Following his recovery, troopers say he will be taken to the Letcher County Jail. We also have new details from the National Transportation Safety Board on the deadly Ohio County plane crash. Yesterday, the NTSB shared a timeline of what led to the crash that left a pilot instructor and student dead. Investigators say the two were in the last leg of a cross-country flight. Wednesday night, they were flying from Owensboro to Bowling Green and back around 10:40 that night. On their way back to Owensboro and passing Beaver Dam, the plane changed course. Soon after, air traffic control lost communication with the pilot. NTSB investigator Dan Boggs says it's too early to say if severe weather was the cause of the crash. He says they are still searching the debris field where the plane crashed.
Our final reports can take up to about 16 to 18 months before they're published. There's a lot of information that has to be analyzed. We may look at some parts of the aircraft structural wise, we may not, but gathering all this weather information, pilot qualifications and interviews, it can take a while.
Boggs said a preliminary report could be released in 10 to 15 days.
Pretty nice weather across southern and eastern Kentucky on this Saturday, and we've got a nice sunset taking shape right now. Let's check out the view from our London Corbin Airport weather cam, and you can see it is a very nice evening across the mountains. 76 right now. London downtown Hazard, the sun setting over town. Some folks out enjoying the nice weather. 73 here, 72 over in Pikeville as we take a look at our Pikeville Medical Center camera. And most of the region still into the 70s. The satellite and radar showing just a few isolated fair weather clouds out there. Otherwise, we are dry. Still a little warm down in Monticello. 83 there, 73 Williamsburg and Middlesboro, 75 Harlan, 72 Pikeville, 71 Prestonsburg, and 73 up into Moorhead. We're going from the 70s into the 60s over the next couple hours as patchy fog develops around midnight or so, and some of that fog could be a little bit on the thick side tomorrow morning, but the forecast looking overall dry and very nice. We'll take a closer look at that coming up here in just a few minutes, Madison.
Shane, thank you. The Wildcats won big today against the Gators. The scene at Kroger Field looked a little different ahead of today's game, though. SEC Nation was in town today, and Samantha Valentino shows us Big Blue Nation welcomed them with open arms.
The excitement is way beyond belief. I mean, it is just so awesome to be here.
Bill Dinda is a devoted Kentucky Wildcats fan.
Oh, my Wildcats, they are the greatest team ever. I go to all their away games, all their home games.
While any Kentucky game is full of fans like Bill, people got to Kroger Field extra early on Saturday to get a glimpse of SEC Nation.
Oh, it's crazy. We got here at probably, 7:30 in the morning just to scope out, see where the best spot was going to be. But the energy is unmatched. Big Blue Nation always brings the highest energy to the table, and I'm here for it.
Emmy Brittingham is only 11 years old, but she's a lifelong Kentucky fan. She says it was exciting to see the shows she always watches on TV being filmed right in front of her.
It's really cool because I always watch them on TV and I always see them go to different places, so it's really cool for them to be here.
Recent UK alum Mary Rose Ramsey says having SEC Nation at Kroger Field just shows what kind of school UK is.
Over the last 4 years, we kind of went from a mainly basketball school to a school we like to say we are a football school now too. Yeah. And you can definitely tell in the fans and especially the students and all the alumni really come out every week and demonstrate that we are a football school.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
We will have highlights and more from UK's second SEC game of the season tonight at 11 during ARH Sports Overtime. Community members in London gathered downtown to raise awareness for Alzheimer's in the 3rd annual Walk to End Alzheimer's. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is the largest fundraiser across the country for Alzheimer's and dementia. April Gooden, the chair of the walk, says this walk serves as the kickoff to Alzheimer's Awareness Month in November. Gooden says the event is something that informs people of the resources available through the Alzheimer's Association.
You know, it's something that was needed in this area. Alzheimer's Association brings a lot of resources and things that people don't know are out there for them. When they're suffering with this disease, when they have loved ones that are suffering, they don't realize that there is an entire community of people who have had those same experiences. And sometimes you need that camaraderie.
Gooden says their goal was to raise $50,000 and have currently raised $50,140. We will have more on the Walk to End Alzheimer's tonight at 11. People in Barboursville, West Virginia woke up a little earlier than usual this weekend to help improve their community and enjoy a delicious breakfast. The Barboursville Lions Club hosted their Pancake Breakfast this morning at the Senior Center. Members started serving pancakes and sausages as early as 7 o'clock. The funds raised will go to scholarships for the Cabell Midland students, as well as providing eyeglasses and exams, which is the primary focus of the Lions Club.
It gives you a real great feeling in your heart, knowing that we're supposed to, as believers in Christ, we're supposed to be supporting our fellow man however we can, and trying to look after some of their needs too.
We're going to put those in another bag.
An adult ticket cost $8. A ticket for kids up to 12 cost $6, and children under 4 years old got in for free. Hundreds of people gathered near Perry Central to participate in the Wigs for Kids car show. Proceeds go towards making wigs for kids with cancer. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more.
Wigs for Kids, an organization dedicated to making wigs for kids who are experiencing hair loss.
Because Wigs for Kids, not only do they make the wigs, each child gets a quote-unquote spa day. So they get to go and have the wig cut and styled to what they like. And so you're looking at a little less than $2,000 per wig.
On Saturday, hundreds of people gathered for the 8th annual Wigs for Kids car show. Organizer John Roberts says this year's attendance is more than what they've seen in the past.
So we're going to trump what we've made. In the past, I think right around 5,600 has been the most. So I'm really pushing to try to get to that 6,000 mark, which would be like a little more than 3 wigs. So 3 kids will be helped just by this car show in Hazard, Kentucky.
Roberts says it's nice to show off cool cars, but ultimately it's about the kids.
Getting that word out to me is the biggest thing, because we can make a difference. And I tell everybody, you may not know a child right now who's going to need this wig, but by you being so generous and helping, you're going to help kids that you'll never meet feel the best that they can and try to live a normal life.
However, it doesn't have to be a big donation.
So there's so many items at this silent auction, and if every item even just sold for the minimum of the $5, you're talking about a few $100s. So if anybody ever wants to donate, never think that anything's too small, because a $5, a $10 donation, it all adds up in the long run.
With thousands of dollars made through folks entering the competition, voting, and more, Robert says he's excited to help more kids in need. In Hazard, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Roberts says you can either give monetary donations or donate your hair when getting a haircut. For more information about the organization, you can visit our website at WYMT.com. Baptist Health held a block party today to help increase access to life-saving cancer prevention education. The annual event aims to raise awareness about what your risk factors are and what screenings are available. The goal is to take cancer prevention out of a clinical setting and into a family-friendly environment. Activities offered included games, food demonstrations, on-site Zumba, and activities for kids.
Cancer obviously affects a large amount of the population through families, friends, things like that. This shows one, ways to support family members, going through things like that. It also teaches people how they can be preventative and look to screen and prevent being at risk for cancer.
The event offered screenings provided by Baptist Health doctors, nurses, and staff, and brought a number of community resources together, including the Kentucky Cancer Program, Kentucky African Americans Against Cancer, and the Colon Cancer Prevention Project. And coming up, on the UK College of Agriculture alumni celebrated big for their 50th.
And the forecast keeping things nice and dry over the next several days. We'll take a detailed look at it coming up after the break.